All right, everybody. Hey, hey, it is 6 p.m. and y'all know what time it is. Officially heightened and enlightened time. So, welcome to yet another episode of Heightened and Enlightened, the live show. On this podcast, we have real conversations over real life issues using real life stories, and we tell it in real time. And in each conversation that we have, hopefully, you leave the conversation feeling heightened, enlightened, or even both. I'm your host, Shay Shay All Day. You guys can find me all on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Shay All Day. That's me. You can find me. Hello, everybody tapping in. Hello. Hey, Michelle. I see you, girlfriend. Let me get on here. I want to start off with thanking everybody for being in attendance. I appreciate you guys more than you know. Um, Please be sure, I had to put my glasses on, y'all know, because I can't function without my glasses. But please be sure to at highlight, at follow, because you guys know the more the merrier, and we need this village to grow. Because you guys know, like I always say, healing takes a village. It's not individual. It takes a community. So thank you, Michelle. Hey, Kiara, I see you watching. I see you watching. Everybody, come on in. Come on in. Say something. Make sure you share us out, you guys. Share us out. I do want to remind you before I get started. I said this last episode, but I'll say it again as many times as I need to until this transition is complete. But those of you that are not following the Heightened and Enlightened Life Show page, please do so. And if you're not following Universal Healing Solutions, which is my business page, please do so. Because here soon, I will stop streaming on the Shalonda Taylor Made Heard page, but I will only stream from Universal Healing and Heightened and Enlightened. So make sure y'all are following both of those pages. And if you're not, y'all know you can always catch me on YouTube. Okay. So give me a second before we jump into this, because you guys know that I like to share out to make sure everybody gets the good word and everybody can be a part of this conversation. Because today we are talking about something that everyone needs to talk about, and that is forgiveness. Last week we talked about overstimulation and the difference between overstimulation and being overwhelmed, which there is a slight difference. If you guys want to check out that replay, feel free. You can find it either on the Shalonda Taylor Made Her page or Heightened Enlightened, or you can just go look up Heightened and Enlightened, the live show on YouTube, and you can check them all out. So there you go. All right, give me a second. I wish I had somebody else here doing all this, y'all, but I don't. So y'all can bear with me. Y'all got me, I got y'all, we got each other. That's how we do. And for those of you guys that are trickling on in, make sure you say hello. Make sure you say something. Let me know you're in the building. We're talking about forgiveness tonight. And I think this is interesting because, being honest, I know a lot of bitter people in life. I know a lot of angry people. I know a lot of people that hold on to a lot of stuff that is unnecessary. So I feel like forgiveness is very important to talk about, especially because I am a person that people feel comfortable coming to. And I'm always finding myself reminding people, forgive yourself, forgive this person, forgive that person. And so, yeah, I wanted to just talk about it all across the board tonight. Okay, so make sure, like I said, y'all share out, share out, share out. Send separately. Hey, Darina, I see you in the building. Okay, so forgiveness. And you guys know how I like to start out. I like to always come with definitions. So that way we all are on the same page, because I'm highly aware that different people receive information different. So I like to bring definitions. I like to come with definitions first. So when it comes to forgiveness, I found two key definitions. Definition A, which is to make a personal choice to let go of resentment and anger. Definition B is to make a conscious decision to let go of negative feelings. So I'm sorry, y'all. Oops. Let me know if you can still hear me, because my phone's on do not disturb, but people are still calling. So if you can still hear me, say something, you guys. Just give me a thumbs up. Hey, hey, Bree. So for some odd reason, I can't see you guys on my Facebook, but I can see y'all on here. So if I don't necessarily get to the comments, y'all know what's going on. And y'all know how these eyes do. So y'all love me anyway, and I love y'all. So we here. We here. Okay, you still hear me. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So with that being said, with those definitions that I just gave you guys, my question of the day that I want to ask is, what situation happened in your life that forced you to exercise your capacity to forgive? Now, I'll give you a second and I'll repeat the question. What situation happened in your life that actually forced you to basically, to forgive? It forced you to use your capacity to forgive. Now, I'm gonna answer my own question. Hey, Yasin, I see you in here. For everybody trickling in, say something, say hello. You know what I'm saying? So we know you're in the building. It's a village. You know what I'm saying? Say hi to your fellow brothers and sisters and aunties and uncles and cousins. We all a family. But, anyways, so when it comes to that question, what happened in your life that truly forced you to exercise your capacity to forgive? Now, on this podcast, we always use personal experiences because that's how we talk, that's how we converse. So, my personal experience, when I first learned my true capacity to forgive, to be honest, it was when I was cheated on and a baby was made out of the situation. And I'm going to just be real, like, that was actually easy for me. It wasn't as hard as I thought, especially because as I grew up, I'm going to be honest with everybody, I was not forgiving. I was the type of person that'll cut you off quick. I was the type of person that'll hold grudges. If I didn't like you, I did not care. And you knew I didn't like you. Like, I was one of those people before, until this situation. And for me, like, the crazy part is, when he told me he cheated and he had a baby on the way, I mean, I was hurt. Of course, I was like super hurt. But for me, what changed was the day I seen the baby, and he's just turned 18 years old. Him so precious. I love you, little Sean. But from the moment I seen him, I held him, and it's like something in me, it wouldn't let me get too upset. And then looking at this newborn baby that didn't have anything to do with me, and then sitting there looking at my man that had everything to do with me, to be honest, for me, I had to ask myself, like, how can you say you love this person, but then you look at this little person that looks just like this big person that you say you love, and how could you not love, this little person? Because the baby didn't have anything to do with it. And then for me, what I asked myself was, well, I'm not going to say ask myself. This is what I told myself. You have two choices. You can either stay and deal with whatever comes next, or you can leave, period. And being honest, I chose to stay. I chose to stay. That was my first situation that let me know my capacity to forgive, because I was not, and he can even tell you this, I was never one of those people that always brought up what he did, especially when I made that decision to stay. I let him do him in peace. You know what I'm saying? Of course, there were other situations, because we didn't work out. There were other situations that, transpired that where it was just too much for me. But that particular situation, when I chose to forgive him and when I chose to stay, that's what I did. I didn't care what people said about me. I didn't care how crazy I looked. That is the decision that I made. And to be honest, that was the hardest decision that I've ever made in life when it came to forgiving a person. That was hard. And if any of y'all have ever been cheated on, you know how hard that is, because a lot of people can't deal with it. A lot of people can't forgive, and we're just going to keep it 100 about that. A lot of people can't. But for me, that let me know I was able to truly forgive. And it was like ever since then, forgiveness has always been in my forefront, because ever since then, I've been free. Like, I mean, there's no harm, no foul. Like, I don't hate him. We still co-parent very easily together. We have our ups and downs. Nobody's perfect, but we still co-parent really good together. And I feel like that's because I forgave him. And that let me know how important forgiveness is, because it was more beneficial to me than it was for him. All right, let me go check out some of these comments, you guys. Hey, D, I see you on here. Uh-oh. Okay, here in the building. So, okay, I have a question for you guys. Where exactly are you guys watching from? Because I'm not seeing any comments on my Facebook, but I see people popping in like, hey, bro, I see you in the building. So I'm not necessarily sure what's going on. And actually, hold tight, because let me see if I can go in here a different way. I'm sorry, y'all. This is throwing me all off because of. Okay, boom. There we go. There we go. Hey now, say now. Okay, so going to some of the comments. Okay, so Michelle, you realized that your true capacity to forgive as you were getting divorced. Okay, and y'all seeing yours was divorced too. Okay, I get that. And so, Michelle, you say yes, being cheated on absolutely breaks your heart. It does. It does. But as I've lived life, I've realized that there are things a lot worse. so, I mean, with that being said, hey, you got to pick your poison sometimes in life. And I understand. So, forgiveness, forgiveness, forgiveness. Y'all, that is important. That's important. And my brother is on here. And the funny part is, he can actually testify to this. He knows I used to be a person to hold grudges. I really don't. And with that being said, I want to bring up 5 fun facts when it comes to forgiveness. And this is important. Fun fact number 1: forgiveness is a gift to yourself that helps you move on and heal from trauma. So that's important. Like, it's a gift for you. It's not for the other party. It's for you and your healing. Fun fact number 2: forgiveness is, what did I put? Forgiveness is intentional and voluntary. So with that being said, you have a choice. You don't have to forgive the person, but in order for you to properly heal and to properly move on, I think it's what's best. All right. Fun fact number 3: you have to change your emotions and your mental state. And I feel like that one right there is like super important when it comes to the fun facts of forgiveness, because a lot of people will say, oh, I forgive this person, but forgiveness is something that you have to exercise every day, multiple times a day. Like, you have to exercise that. So you can say all day, oh, I forgive them. But then that's where that trigger might come in. And then you realize, well, dang, I didn't really forgive them. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that you have to work at all the time. You have to work at being forgiving. All right, my next fun fact is forgiveness empowers you to move past the hurt. And that's super important, because once you can move past the hurt, you actually start to grow. Like, you feel free. That the power that you get from truly letting a situation go is amazing, y'all. It is truly amazing. Okay, who we got on here? D. I think my tablet is just lagging because I see it on the other screen. All right. Okay, D, give me a second. I feel like I'm getting all up close. And it's not showing. So D, you must be watching from the Heighten and Enlighten page. You guys, I'm still figuring out this technology, but y'all work with me here. So I can't necessarily see these comments on here because they're little and I feel like I'm squinting and I look crazy. So yes, okay, bro. You say you on fire. Kiera say talk to him, BFF. And D, your comment is long and I can't necessarily see it, but I just want you to know I still love you anyway. So this is why I need my eyes, y'all. because this is horrible. It got me feeling some type of way. But hey, I'm still in the business and we're still going to do this. We're still going to do this. So if I skip over your comment, I promise I'm sorry. I promise I'll look at it later or something and respond later because, hey, I got to do what I can do when I can do it. That's one thing about me. I forgive myself for not being able to see all the way. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not my fault. Something I can't control. So with that being said, y'all got to work with me just like I'm working with y'all. So with that being said, that's a part of my forgiveness. so, speaking of some more forgiveness, I seen something interesting as I was reading because as you guys know, I'm always reading because they say study and show thyself approved, right? So that's something that I'm constantly doing before each episode because I just want to become more knowledgeable about what I'm talking about. So I read this and I thought this was interesting. So you guys heard the other two definitions of forgiveness. Well, I came across a very special definition of forgiveness, and it actually, I found this on Google, but it says God's definition of forgiveness. And this is for all of my people who believe in a higher power and that know there's something greater out there than self, regardless of whatever you call that entity. But this is for, these people. So God's definition of forgiveness is to release someone from debt or penalty of their wrongdoings. I want y'all to sit with that for a second. God's definition of forgiveness is to release someone from debt or penalty of their wrongdoings. So with that being said, that's my favorite saying. With that being said, how can you not be forgiving and you say you're a child of God? And that's being real. How could you not forgive a person, regardless of what happened? How could you not forgive a person and you say that you believe in God? How did you pop on? What? Okay. What happened? Hold on, you guys. This is yeah. Okay. Ashley is joining us tonight. It looks like. Uh-oh. Hello? Ashley, you on here?
Huh?
You messing with my live.
No, I didn't.
You're on the live.
Oh, hey Shay. I was just trying to fix your format for you in the background.
Well, thanks, Ashley.
You're welcome. You didn't look right. I wanted you to be able to see the comments and stuff. So
I'm still not going to see them on there, Ashley,
why? I just put them
because
up there for you.
it's too small for me on my phone.
Oh, I was just trying to help you. Okay, love you. Bye.